Mariah Clarkson, and today we're talking about the new book, 12 Bottle Bar, which very simply tells you you don't have to overbuy on your spirits. So what's the concept behind 12 Bottle Bar?
The basic idea behind 12 Bottle Bar is that drinks are expensive. Drinks in bars can be complicated to make, so we wanted to pare it down for you and let you make amazing drinks on a budget.
And so with these 12 items here, you're saying this is everything a person needs to have in their bar at home.
We love craft cocktails, but we got tired of having to go out and buy a $70 bottle. We call it creme d'esoterica.
Right.
Every time we opened a recipe in a magazine, it was like, here's $250 to bake this one drink. So we pared it down. We figured out what are the most popular, the most versatile bottles. We've spreadsheeted the whole thing out to figure out where you get the most bang for your buck buying bottles, and that's how we came up with the 12.
And so when you look at the 12, it's a variety, but kind of within a few different areas. So break down for me what the 12 bottles actually are.
So, for all intents and purposes, you have light spirits and dark spirits, which is always the case, right? One thing about the 12 Bottle Bar is that it is not all actual spirits.
Right.
It's only 7 spirits, 1 liqueur, 2 vermouths, 2 bitters. So that surprises a lot of people. So you're not just, you can't make drinks with just all spirits. You got to have some fun. On the light side of the spirits, we have gin. Of course, botanicals, beautiful layers of that in the perfect kind of summery lightness. Also on the light summer side, the perfect summer cocktails, mojitos and daiquiris you get with white rum. Vodka was one of the things we added to the book and took something out otherwise, because vodka is a great flavor delivery system. First, you can't ignore that it's incredibly popular because a lot of people don't like the taste of heavy spirits, but it delivers flavors beautifully, so it can also make liqueurs, infusions, tinctures. So this is a workhorse.
Right? So you can add things to it.
That's right. So you build your bar beyond that bottle.
And then on the dark side, we have out in front there, we have a beautiful cognac style brandy. So you can go high end, you can go low end. There's some great examples like $10, but like gin, brandy's, it's classic, it's a workhorse. You can put it in milk punches, you can make sidecars with it. We have rye. Now there's lots of types of whiskey on the market. We love rye for its spicy character. That if you take something, the analogy we use is imagine a piece of rye bread, and that's rye whiskey. Imagine a piece of cornbread, and that's bourbon. And you lose that sweetness, and by bringing the brighter qualities and the spicier qualities, you get more depth, we feel, to a cocktail. And we have beautiful amber rum. So again, for those tiki drinks, for those beautiful, old Dickensian punches, you need a beautiful, sweet, sugary, molassesy rum. And then we have our Oddball.
And our Oddball is sort of the desert island choice of spirit, Just like everybody has their own. Genever is, a lot of people call it the original gin, which isn't exactly accurate. It's more like a bridge between gin and whiskey because it's malted. So it has this really rich, warm character, but it also has the botanicals of gin. So Genever can stand in for gin, it can stand in for rum. We actually use it in tiki drinks. You can use it in place of whiskey, brandy. So it is, again, like vodka, it's a workhorse.
And then what about the non-spirit bottle?
So first of all, liqueurs, we have orange liqueur. We figure if you have one liqueur that will serve you anywhere, we like triple secs, quite the best there, because of their clarity of color. They can go in any drink, they don't change the color because of their clarity of orange flavor. They're quite versatile. They deliver that one note quite well.
2 vermouths, sweet vermouth, dry vermouth. The sweet is usually also, people call it red, and that's what you end up putting in things like Manhattans. The dry vermouth is the white vermouth, and that is usually used in that you've heard of that drink called a martini, right?
Just a minor one.
Exactly. And then our final 2 are bitters, which are incredibly underrated. Many people really don't understand what they do, but David has a great analogy, which is you salt and pepper your food when you cook, right? Not to make it salty or peppery, but to bring out the best in it and to balance flavors.
Aromatic bitters or Christmas gingerbread, pimento, allspice, those kind of flavors, and then orange bitters bring that really bitter Seville orange kind of quality to drink. So you get these nice ways, whether you want to go citrus or whether you want to go deeper, richer.
Or both. I mean, certain drinks will use both of them, and then you get that orange spice, that's a killer combination.
And then you have, recommended, obviously, there's a lot of brands, a lot of different types. When we're talking about gins, a lot of different styles. When you're talking about even vodkas, there's a lot of styles. How do you recommend certain styles of liquors to go well in cocktails? Because if you're saying to someone, all right, buy a gin, it's like, well, which one goes best with cocktails?
That's a great point, because you do have to think about style. And to go to gin, for instance, the London Dry style for us made the most sense in cocktails because not only historically, I mean, you can go into a whole treatise about gin, but historically,
we could talk about this for hours.
Yeah, right. London Dry has made brilliant cocktails, and from the beginning to now. And it is a style you can find easily, and there's great quality to be had. I mean, a low-end bottle can be $10, and if it's a true London Dry, that's going to make a beautiful drink. So when we looked at our bottles and made our choices, there were profiles to them that we found worked best in drinks. And we're not telling people, you have to buy this brand. We didn't ask for brand placement. We weren't paid for brand placement. We chose bottles that we felt exemplified the style of cocktail we liked.
Tell me a little bit about finding the ways to have both the basic and the complex within these 12 bottles.
It's really the application of the ingredients themselves. The complexity comes, a basic drink is something like a Tom Collins. It's sugar and citrus and spirit and seltzer, club soda. But when you get to the more esoteric, you might make your own liqueurs at home. You might have more base ingredients that you're making ahead of time. On the other hand, you might have something. We have a drink, the Laughing Zombie, in there that's just a deconstructed zombie that has a pineapple foam on top. So we've taken the ingredients. Complicated, sure. Even though it's geared toward the home bartender, we didn't want it to be so basic that you run out of ideas. What we wanted to do was to get people thinking about different ways that they could apply either these ingredients or the ingredients you could make. And we tally things up. I mean, it depends on where you live.
The pricing is great.
But on the low end, you're looking at about $200 for everything you see here, and on the high end, about $340, $350.
Yeah, which is amazing.
So, which is 2 drinks in New York.
Right. And it averages out at home, your drink cost at home per cocktail is about $2 to $3.
Wow. Well, you can't beat that.
Yeah.
No.
Thank you so much. The book is 12 Bottle Bar, kind of an essential book for any cocktail lover.
The roadmap.
We hope so.
Making cocktails, we hope, yeah.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you
Thank
for
you for
having us.
having us.